It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline bling.
That can only mean one
Yes,
thing.
yes, it's that time of the week. It's time for the Culinary Hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. What do you think is inspiring all of my dance moves today, yeah? We're taking you on a food trip to Spain. Olé!
Yes, that's what it's all about. Spain, a beautiful country to explore. If you haven't done so already, you might want to, take a little stroll down La Ramblas in Barcelona. Maybe check out some of the beautiful artwork around Madrid. Maybe go and check out the Spanish Riviera. Whichever way you're inclined. The best way to explore a place, ladies, is through food. Chef Tash, Anel, buenos dias.
Hola.
Hola.
¿Qué tal?
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Yeah, muy caliente in the kitchen. You know how we do it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm very, very excited because very recently, I'll have you know, I've been investing quite a lot of time in learning Spanish. So I can already say yo come manzanas.
Yeah.
Things like ese calle, that kind of thing. You know, you will get into it, the nuances of it. But we are exploring all kinds of things, Spanish food. What inspired that?
Yes, you know, I've been visiting Spain quite a few times. I was cooked a bit all over Spain. Yes, and the one thing that really inspired me and to see is how they cook. My friend Louis is a chef there. He's got nothing in his fridge. So every day, he goes and he buys fresh tomatoes, fresh artichokes. He comes by a fresh piece of fish and he makes it, and he does it again. Then the other thing that they're very big for is tapas.
Tapas, yeah.
Paella.
Paella. Oh, you got that whole Spanish down pat.
Paella and seafood.
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Nice.
So, what is the thing about tapas, and why are they so popular? I remember when I was in Spain, almost every single restaurant serves some kind of tapas. Yes.
Well, tapas are very easy, and Spanish food is very simple but very flavorful. So breakfast is very small, then lunch is also very small, but lunch is the biggest meal, sorry. So in between that and dinner, you'll have your tapas, which is really nibbles.
Yeah.
So it's like your finger food, small portions, bite-sized portions, but blow up flavors.
Yeah. I remember the one restaurant that I visited in Madrid. I was not a fan of olives at all. And then they serve you these fresh olives with a glass of vino. And this is like on a cold winter's morning. Here you are. And it's just inside this place, there's just fires and heaters all around. It's just this community of people that just, there's laughing and there's conversation going on while you're drinking your vino and olives. It's just a beautiful experience.
And they've got no problem with drinking a glass of red wine with breakfast as well. They've got no problem with that. So I love them. I love them.
Absolutely. So let's talk to us about, was it tostadas con tomate?
This is a very easy dish. You eat it for breakfast there.
Yes, we've got bread. Normally, you'll have bread that you'd be able to toast.
Yes.
So what I like doing with this bread, it's a very simple dish. It's a tapas as well. You can cut it up. It's also served. If you see that sausage, they serve it with sausages as well. So slices of ham, slices of sausage, and all that.
What kind of sausage is this, by the way?
Chorizo.
Chorizo.
Yes, there
Chorizo,
we
yeah.
go.
So you toast your bread.
Yes.
One of the reasons why you do that is that they would normally rub some garlic. So when you rub some garlic on there, it gives it flavor, and it's also a rough texture. And they literally take a tomato as is, and it's fresh. It's not you don't do anything to it. You literally just rub it.
Oh my
I'm also gonna
goodness!
make
Look
one.
at that! Look at that!
So you don't eat the tomato itself. It's all the flavor
That
and the
excites me.
juiciness and everything that's going to go into that bread. That's how easy it is. And then you are going to drizzle that with a little bit of olive oil. Very nice, and extra olive oil.
Look at you! And there you have your very first Spanish dish that you can make at home. Very, very easy, called tostadas con tomate. And I tell you what, I've found, among the foreign languages at least, Spanish to be one of the easiest to learn. When you hear the words, they roll off the tongue and they make sense. Like tostadas, it's toast.
toast.
Con tomate, tomatoes. Toast
Exactly.
with tomatoes.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3, you can speak Spanish.
Yes.
That is amazing. May I taste that?
Yes, please. Let's do
This
that.
is normally with
Por favor.
breakfast with a short coffee. You know that strong coffee. there.
espresso.
Simple,
That's
simplicity.
simple. That's tasty. Garlicky. Tomate. Olive oil. Muy bien. Muy bien. All right, when we come back, we're going to be exploring more Spanish cuisine. As you can see, the table is fully dressed. And that is today's Culinary Hotline Bling!
Ting, ting, ting.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline Bling.
That can only mean one thing.
Inspired. Oh man, the Culinary Hotline Bling! Sing, sing, sing! Has taken a trip to Spain. Ole! And we are exploring the beautiful culinary delights of the country that is España. Tapas, very important part of the cuisine. We showed you tostadas con tomate
Tomato.
earlier on.
Yes.
What else do we have in terms of tapas?
Okay, so here's pink stars. So pink stars are just like little toasts
Yeah.
with like a ham or put anchovy on top of it. But the big thing, it needs to have like a little stick through, a toothpick through. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So if you want to make your pink sauce at home and entertain your
easy.
friends with Spanish culinary delights, that's how you do it. What else?
And this is a very interesting one that I had in San Sebastian. You actually need a chili on here as well. So just
Yeah.
an anchovy, olive, and like a chili on it normally. But I'm gonna.
Like Chef Tash was saying, very simple food, but full of flavor.
Yes, it's
All right.
exploding flavor.
Patatas bravas.
Patatas bravas.
The
Great
one
potatoes.
thing that Spanish love is potatoes. So even in their omelette, it's called tortilla. It's got
yeah.
potatoes in it, and it's very fluffy and thick. They've got croquettes. The original croquettes that the traditional ones are ham croquettes.
Yes.
But now we make cheese croquettes, anything. But they'll stuff it with cheese. They'll stuff it with ham. They'll stuff it with. They're along the coast, so it's a lot of seafood. Even their
Yeah.
croquette goes into the croquettes as well.
Okay, all right.
Now,
What else do we
Chef
have here?
Tash.
Wait. There's
I'm
like
waiting for this paella.
sliced meats and things here.
Jamon. You know, I don't know if you can remember, you go into the bars there and there's all these hams hanging,
Yes.
hanging there.
There's like every second store is hanging with ham on the
Hams.
windows. What am I even saying?
Yeah, and then you can choose your ham, and then they've got this fabulous ham cutter, and then they slice it off for you. there,
Oh,
and then you just
yes.
have it on a plate.
Take it home with you. Almost like every Spanish dad comes home with a piece of ham.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you're making Spanish cuisine, you have to get past the paella test.
Yes.
And some people call it paella, but as I've recently learned, the double L in Spanish is a
Paella.
Y. Paella.
Paella,
Paella.
yes.
And they come in very different forms. I've seen seafood paella, and now you're making paella de pollo, which is chicken.
Yeah.
Yes, paella is made with, the secret of the paella is in the rice. So the type of rice that we use is a short grain rice. It absorbs water very well. It's specifically for paella, but I'm sure you can get away with using a risotto rice
Yes.
because
Okay.
it's as absorbent as the paella rice.
Excellent.
So what we have here is chorizo,
Yeah.
which is very spicy. It's got paprika, smoked paprika. It's got a lot of flavor in it. So we're using it as a flavorant as well as milk.
Yes.
Sorry. Meat.
Meat.
We've
You
used
could add milk if you
oregano.
wanted your own version. Just don't.
We've used oregano. We've used thyme, which is
Yeah.
my favorite spice. We've got paprika here,
Okay.
just to add on some flavorant.
Yeah.
And then we've got one of the, in fact, it's the most expensive spice in the world. It's saffron. So you must take care not to use too much. If you don't have saffron, because it's expensive, you can use turmeric instead. And
SMS the
then-
keyword dish, by the way, to 33728.
Quick.
What taste does saffron give? I've never tasted saffron on its own. Like, what is the
Saffron
flavor?
gives that beautiful golden color that we're looking for. So it's more about the color.
You can actually see it coming through
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
immediately. So as it breaks, it releases that yellow color.
Yes, it's like
Wow.
it's got quite a fragrant floral taste to
Okay.
it. So you don't want to use too much of it. The reason why we're putting the rice straight on there is that we want to coat each grain with
rice.
with each grain of rice,
Yes.
with the flavor, with the chorizo, with the oil that has come from the rice. So we're going to now put in some stock.
So essentially what I'm seeing from this making of paella is like a layering of textures, of colors, of flavors.
Yeah.
It's got to be complex because, I mean, just visually, when you look at a paella as it's on those massive pans, it always looks like just a massive festivity of flavor and color and texture. So you want to be able to taste that as well.
Definitely. So we've put in our stock. So you don't want to play around with your paella. You're going to put in your stock and leave it like it is. And the beauty of the paella is in the crust that the rice creates. Like if you see there, it has to have that crust.
yeah.
So we've taken out our chicken,
Yes.
but as soon as the water is all absorbed, we're going to put our chicken back in there.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. What
And
kind
then
of
it
pan is this, by the way? Is it just a regular pan, a cast iron pan?
This is a cast iron pan. You normally get those big paella pans that
Yes.
you can buy, but it's not necessary to use it. So even in a smaller one, if you want to make a smaller dish, just
Yes.
like a pan like this. And what I like to do is do it on the oven like that, and then I put it in the oven and on the bottom grid and let this, because it needs this crust at the bottom, so that the onderste crust develop.
See,
But do you
see.
want to taste?
See, of
Come,
course.
let's taste.
Let's get a taste of this right here. I'm just gonna get some chorizo as well.
Yes, get
That's that
everything in
rice.
Me as
And,
well. I'm also want to
just,
taste this.
That crust is certainly there.
And it must be al dente.
Okay, yeah.
It must have
Is that
bite
important?
to it. That is very important. You don't want to overcook your rice. You don't want mush. That's why we're using this type of rice. Because if you use any other type of grain rice, it's gonna be mushy.
Yeah. Not mushy, pero muy delicioso. That's what we want from our paella. All right, we'll be returning very shortly once again with our culinary hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline bling. That can only mean one thing when you're tuned in right now. Culinary Hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing. Ole!
We're taking a trip to Spain, in case you didn't know. That's where our culinary delights take us. We're exploring all kinds of deliciousness in that country. And of course, it's a country that is surrounded by ocean. And so the Spaniards and their love for seafood is, you can't compare it to anyone else, right? They love their seafood. And what have you learned from your trips in Spain, Anel?
One of the most memorable meals I had was in a bar, as always, with a beer. And then they brought me a whole octopus on a wooden board with potatoes underneath, and it was grilled, and there was paprika over it.
Wow.
Oh, delicious. And how they do it, they first boil the octopus, because it's quite a tough thing. So they first boil it till it's soft, and then they grill it on an open fire or on the grill. And they put this whole thing down
So
for
that's
you.
their braai.
Ja, dit is hulle braai. Maar dit is
Octopus
baie
braai.
lekker.
Yes, so. Gebraaide tentacles. That's a lekker ding.
Heerlijk, heerlijk.
Lucky Me has only been to Spain via YouTube. So
Sometimes that's the only visa you can get.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
and I've seen that they use a lot of mussels, they use a lot of prawns, different type of prawns, shrimp prawns, tiger prawns, and their food, as I said, is very simple. So they would steam their seafood and just add chorizo, saffron, garlic. Their food has got the base of the curries, and the stews has got a lot of tomato.
I love their tomatoes. They've got the most beautiful tomatoes. I do a horrible thing. I know it's illegal.
Which is?
I take the tomatoes and I put the pips in a tissue paper and I put it in my suitcase and I bring it home.
So you can plant Spanish tomatoes here. What on earth? That's,
I've got a feeling like oh,
we do not advise that. We do not advise that at all. Okay, so far we've shown you how to make tostadas con tomate. Earlier on, we also made a chicken paella, and right now, garlic prawns.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Spanish style garlic prawns. You put in some. Is that chili in there?
Garlic and chili.
There's a bit of garlic and chili. And
Be
you just
careful when you're doing that in your kitchen, because once that chili hits the pan, it can create quite a Molotov cocktail in the air.
Oh, yeah.
And then they use a lot of smoked paprika. I'm going to add a bit of more oil in here.
Uh-huh.
Just to give it flavour.
It's new. You got to open
Open it up. That's perfect. We don't mind.
All right.
And prawns in Spain is gambas.
Gambas?
Yes, it's
Oh, wow.
gambas.
That's a
yes.
new word for me.
Yes.
By the way, if you want to get this recipe sent to your phone, SMS the keyword gambas. No, because I don't even know how to spell that. Okay. The keyword is prawns. Okay, prawns to 33728, and we'll send you the ingredients list. So what have you added there?
I've just added a squeeze of lemon juice and a bit of parsley, and you just fry this up for about a minute or two till they're done. And you serve it with extra lemon and some bread, always with a bit of Spanish bread.
Fun, as they call it in Spanish.
And you don't want to overcook your prawns. As
Yeah.
soon as they're pink, you take them off the heat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that is it. Look how beautiful that. But the flavour that's in here is that smoked paprika, and the
Smells
garlic and the
amazing.
chili. Yeah, it smells amazing.
Like Chef Tash said early on, very simple food, but
Yes.
great with flavor. Okay, so we've learned how to make a couple of dishes, but also I know that you learned how to make a very interesting stew while you were in Spain. Tell us about that quickly, Anel.
They love their stews. So it got like a cow hoof in, like a piece of the cow hoof.
Yeah.
It got like big trotters in, a piece of ham, a piece of chicken.
Wait, chicken,
Chicken,
beef, and pork
Any meat,
in one.
any meat, yeah.
Okay.
And even a piece of beef as well, they put in. So they put it in a big pot with vegetables, and then they simmer this just with salt and pepper for about 5-6 hours. Then they add beans to it.
Yeah.
And then they stew these beans in it as well. And then they serve it after about 5-6 hours, and it's actually quite delicious. It doesn't sound like it, but it is really delicious. And then they will pack the different meats out, still whole. The chicken, the ham, the leg of the trotter.
Spanish poiki
Yeah,
deluxe.
and then they will put the beans in between and you'll eat that
Oh my
as a
goodness.
communal meal. Yeah.
Goodness.
But
Guys,
even if
this
you
is
look
done.
at the paella,
Yes.
they put in different meats in there. They'll put rabbit, chicken, they'll put in chorizo, and
Wowza.
top it with seafood. So it is a Spanish thing that you'll have more than one type of meat
Yeah.
in one dish.
Yeah, and of course the soups are also quite something in Spain, aren't they?
Well, they're not a soup-eating nation as per se, but they love their gazpacho, which is a cold soup. As I said, they use fresh ingredients. Like Anel has said, they don't do a lot of fridge and a lot of buying. They'll go to
It's
the market
fresh.
on a daily basis
Made.
and buy fresh ingredients. So you'll literally use cucumber, tomatoes, olives, mushrooms. You bliss them up into a cold, nice soup.
Yeah. Well, I think that's exactly what cooking should be like. Every single day, freshly made from what's in your kitchen. We've given you an array of dishes that you can try out.
try one of these.
Do go online, experiment with some Spanish dishes, and let us know how it all works out for you. But ladies, muchas gracias por todo. Hasta luego. Until next time. Yes.
Yes. Hasta la vista, baby.
And that's it for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing! Ole!